West grew up knowing, like samosas, tikka masala, tandooris, and my favorite Indian dish, palak paneer. These usually come from the northern regions of India.
Oh, mine is chapati. I love chapati.
I love you guys. Otherwise, the West is mostly known for their chutneys and pickled foods, as well as beef, since there's a high number of Muslims and Christians. The South uses a lot more coconut and has some of the best curries like porials, sambras, rasams, and tutus. And the East is
tutu, honey! I love that! You're not giving my tutu, girl.
India is so diverse and complex that sometimes even Indian people need translating in different states. It's about to get 10 times more confusing in about 3, 2, 1. Shashti Tharoor once said, in India, we celebrate the commonality of major differences. We are a land of belonging rather than blood. First of all, India has a population of about 1.3 billion people and is the second most populous country in the world after China.
I said it.
15% of the world's population.
I said it.
70% of the country is Indo-Aryan and a quarter are Dravidian, and the majority of the remainder are Mongoloid, Asian, and other people groups. They also use the Indian rupee as their currency.
Oh yes, rupee.
C, D, and M plug outlets, and they drive on the left side of the road. By the way, technically it's illegal for these banknotes to leave the country, but you guys have sent me a lot of them for fan mail for Fan Friday videos, so I don't want to go to jail. Now keep in mind, those statistics that I just mentioned are incredibly generalized. Of the Indo-Aryan and Dravidian communities, there are about 2,000 different ethno-linguistic people groups in India, with about 645 distinct indigenous tribes, 52 major ones. So obviously we can't cover them all, but what we do know is that the North is very different from the South. For one, the North mostly speaks in languages that are all related to the Indo-Aryan.
Yes, they have a lot of languages.
Punjabi and Gujarati, whereas the South speaks a completely unintelligible Dravidian branch with languages like Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, and Kannada.
I know, right?
Pockets of Sino-Tibetan and Austro-Asiatic languages spoken in the far north and east.
Wait, so how do they all, like, communicate with each other?
Good question. Although India does not have an official language, there are 22 recognized national languages.
Boom.
And of these, 2 are the most prevalent, taught in schools and used by government officials, Hindi and English.
Yep.
Very often, these two are like mixed mid-sentence. It's weird. Don't be surprised if you hear someone speaking Hindi and then suddenly finishing off in English.
I love it. What did I say? I love when someone does that.
Like, why are you even trying to do that?
I know, right? And in the washing machine, I told them about a Bob Saget with a chainsaw. Now, of course, let's
Boom! I love that. That makes sure.
80% of India claims to be Hindu, or at least part of the Hindu practicing community. Now, we don't have time to explain everything about the tenets and multi-layered philosophies and practices of Hinduism. If you want to know, just talk to a Hindu person. But basically, one thing you do need to know is that Hindu-driven ideologies dominate most of life in India. Everything from family to business. You see colorful, mesmerizing shrines, temples, statues, and rituals.
I'll give it to them, honey.
Even in public. On the Bharat Mata, the mother
and they love colors
are everywhere. She's like the symbol of India. The largest Hindu pilgrimage, the Kumbh Mela, happens every 3 years, rotating between 4 cities, in which the adherents bathe in the Ganges River and enjoy a massive festival with tens of millions of people. Like, seriously, you can practically see it happening from space. Now, a controversial topic in relation to Hinduism would be the caste system, which is basically a belief that people are born into a socioeconomic life that they are destined to serve.
Yeah, I thought by now the caste system has ended. I didn't know that caste system is still on. It's true, the caste system is well known, especially because my younger sister was born in India. Her name is actually Indira, and mine is Mohan. My Indian name is Mohan. So I do know I didn't know the caste system. My mom is in the high caste, and my biological father is in the low caste. So when they give birth to kids, it's like, who?
Today, however, the system is more fluid and loose from.
And I remember it was
and thanks to economic reform, anybody with enough drive can kind of.
2 different castes. What are you guys doing?
Nonetheless, India is home to every major religion in the world, even a few Jews, including the B'nai Menashe, an indigenous group that claimed to be one of the lost tribes of Israel. In fact, Judaism and Christianity actually had a head start in India way before it even kicked off in Europe. As tradition holds, Cochin or Malabar Jews migrated around 1000 BC to trade during the times of King Solomon, and in 53 AD, Thomas the Apostle of Jesus arrived in what is now the state of Kerala to establish the first church in India. Most Christians are found in the southwest and far east Seven Sisters regions. India also holds the highest population of Sikhs, Jains, and Zoroastrians, mostly found in the north, and the second largest Muslim population in the world after Indonesia. Most Muslims are populated around the northwest areas of Pakistan or in the east by Bangladesh. Oh, and don't forget the Buddhists. In fact, Buddhism actually started in India. Today, the Dalai Lama even takes refuge in Tezpur in the state of Assam. Oh, that was a lot of information.
Thank you.
So by now, you can probably get a grasp of how incredibly mixed and diversified India's population population is, but what exactly holds the country together? Well, for one, you kind of have to understand Indian history, which will take way too long to explain, but in the quickest way I can put it, Indus Valley, Maurya and Gupta empires, southern empires, Golden Age, Middle Kingdoms, a ton of new religions come flocking in, the north fell to the Delhi Sultanate, the south became the Vijayanagara Empire, Mughal Empire starts, British East India Company, direct British rule, nationalist movements, independence, republic, economic liberalization in 1991, and here we are today.
Wow.
Yeah.
The
Essentially,
British,
India used to be made up of around 500 smaller
those
royal
people
princely
just wanted
states,
to
and when
just-
the British came in, they kind of exploited them to manage such a huge population. Although India is a democratic federal republic and the largest democracy in the world, the old royal family still exists today, and although they have no political power, they hold high positions of influence in their communities across India. So today,
still have that
you could meet someone
okay.
that would be considered an Indian prince or princess. Nonetheless, the biggest thing that really united Indians in the past 2 centuries would probably be their hatred of British rule. It was kind of like,
Well, this is not cool. Yep. What do you say you and I
Let's-
work together in a...
I understand. I understand.
actually, one good thing you can
I
say that came out of
understand.
imperialism was that it kind of stopped all the internal squabbling and unified the groups towards one common goal, to get rid of imperialism. Today, India...
It makes a lot of sense. Just imagine someone just look at themselves and say, I think I'm superior to the other people. Let me just enslave them. Let me just... Really? Of course, I understand. I understand that feeling. Like, are you kidding me? I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, so India, I get you guys for feeling that way.
I mean, a Tamil soccer player can get cheered on by a Rajasthani.
Not to help them,
Punjabi pop star
but
can sell
to-
tickets in Orissa.
no.
Speaking of which, all Indians love movies and music. India has the second
yes.
largest film industry. in terms of
Sonita, honey. Ooh, when I was little, that's like...
Surprisingly, Nigeria comes out more. However, the box office revenues gross out at only about $2 billion annually compared to Hollywood.
Not surprised.
But still, it's impressive. And keep in mind, it's not just Bollywood, but it's also Tollywood, Gollywood, Tollywood, Hollywood, and so on. There's like 20 different woods.
Oh, honey.
And like every movie in India has at least one scene where
Oh,
everybody
yes.
breaks out in song. And there's
Yep,
always
yep,
a festival.
yep.
Unfortunately, mainstream India has
I always had my rap as a child. Oh.
To be light or fair-skinned, causing people to go so far as to buy skin bleaching products.
Oh.
Some other controversies include things like illiteracy being an issue in many parts of the country, especially in the rural areas. But I mean, come on, when your country has literally hundreds of different writing systems, go figure. I mean,
It makes a lot of sense.
also,
And the
you guys,
population.
geographies have asked me to bring awareness to the fact that India does unfortunately have some of the highest rates of human trafficking and child slavery. The government is trying to crack down and culture is slowly being reformed, but for now, it's a sad reality that still does exist. Hey, here at GN, we talk about the good and the bad. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
that's
Otherwise,
true.
sports do definitely tie everyone together as well, especially cricket, the national sport. Even though they also used to do really well in field hockey, India also has a lot of their own indigenous sports like Dopkel in Assam, bull racing in Kerala,
yes, I know this one.
and Malakamba, the
Oh, yes.
whole yoga gymnastics thing in the south.
Yep.
Some notable people from India or of Indian descent might include people like Siddhartha Gautama or the Buddha, Mahavir, Ashoka the Great, Prithviraj Chauhan, Aurangzeb, Shivaji of the Maratha
Aurangzeb.
Empire, Mohandas or Mahatma Gandhi, Indira Gandhi, Subhash Chandra Bose, Jawaharlal Nehru, Rabindranath Tagore, C.V. Raman, Satyendra Nath Bose,
I'm sure they
Bhagat
still have
Singh,
that
Dr.
caste
APJ
system.
Abdul Kalam, Shah Rukh Khan, Amitabh Bachchan,
Oh,
Amir
yes.
Khan, Salman Khan, Priyana Chopra, Ben Kingsley, Sundar Pichai, Satya Narayana Nadella, A.R. Rahman, Sachin Tendulkar, and Mahendra Singh Dhoni. There's also literally millions of other famous people I missed
Yes,
out on. If you
yes,
wanna
I was
mention
about
them,
to
please,
say.
there's a comment section below. Use it. In the meantime, we gotta finish this info marathon, shall we?
I'm sure when he's done, it's like, whoa.
No surprise, India is huge and therefore has a huge international outreach when it comes to diplomacy to almost everyone, except their immediate neighbors. First of all, countries with large population percentages of Hindus and Indians like Fiji, Guyana, Suriname, Trinidad and Tobago, Mauritius, and Malaysia typically stay close to India's roster of go-to friends. They enjoy
But that's
cordial
true.
relations with
We
China.
have-
Now, the UK may
we
work
have
in a
Indian
similar way, but
Malaysians,
they still have
true.
a lot of ties to their former colonizer in terms of business and tourism. India is still part of the Commonwealth, not Commonwealth realm, there's a difference, and the UK has over 1.5 million citizens of Indian descent. As mentioned in the China episode, China is kind of like India's I'm only here to do business with you and nothing else friend, as drama still hasn't subsided in regards to the territory.
Ooh,
Now, when it comes to
snaps.
the U.S., things started kind of sour back in the 70s during the Indo-Pak War of 1971.
Oh, yes, I remember
The U.S.
that.
sided with Pakistan, their arch nemesis. Today, relations have cooled off mostly. The U.S. supports India's move towards democracy and is a key ally in the military conflicts in the Middle East. When it comes to their best friends, however, most of the Indians I talked to have said Russia and Bhutan. Russia because during the Indo-Pak Wars, Russia came in and supported them, and ever since then, each country has held a high position of respect for the other.
Oh, that's
especially as
really
global
nice.
superpowers. Bhutan and India signed a treaty of friendship almost immediately after independence. independence. The two countries have shared interests and a currency-pegged system as well. Bhutan even supported the annexation of their cousins in the Sikkim state into India, as it gave a nice buffer of land from China's stake to their claim. In conclusion, you will not find anywhere else on Earth like India. Thousands and millions of people inhabiting a colorful, majestic green, slightly greedy at times slab of Earth, blessed and cursed in so many ways, yet wonderfully harmonized, mostly in a unity.
And gorgeous. They are gorgeous. That's why I'm sad. It's so sad that the caste system is still on. Oh, guys, we are all beautiful. I know. I don't know what it is with humans and this tendency to be superior to the next person based on what they look like. I don't get it. But everyone have their own freedom of speech and ideas that you cannot change. You can only have a conversation with them. But I guess I'm just over here doing me. I love everyone, whatever they are. I don't care. Anyway, I love you guys so much, and I cannot wait to see you guys soon in the next video. And bitch, I know what it's like, honey. Okay, from Salvies and that's how she does. Thank you. I'm glad I checked this because when I saw it, I was like, should I check it? But it's worth checking out. I've learned so much. You know, because that's literally when I was born. 3 months later, I was taken there. So that's where I spent my first 5 years on this planet Earth. So yeah, it is. It's insane. So yeah, I love you guys so much. Until next time, bye guys. Woo!